Hello, and welcome back to another show, everybody. We're here. My name is Angela, and this is
Chris, and we're talking about this. Is it seasoning of living? No, spice. Yeah, spice. Yeah, spice. This is the spice.
I love how
You got the spice.
threw us.
We got the spice. She got the spice. Oh, life night. Oh, life.
You threw us off.
Spice. Oh, life night. All right.
Threw us off. Threw me off, Christopher.
Hey, that's I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bragging or nothing.
I'm
just
sitting
what
here
it
thinking,
is.
like, what is he about to say? What's he trying to say? What is it that he's trying? I'm trying to help him out, trying to figure out what's he trying to say. He is joking.
I'm always on the move. Always on the move. Always on the groove. And I'm not bragging anything, but sometimes I do.
Sounds like you are bragging.
Well, how do you know? How would you know if I'm bragging too much?
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Oh, man.
We're going to talk about that and get you some help.
Well, what are the signs? What are the signs? We're going to talk about some signs.
Yes,
all right?
yes.
I saw the sign.
I saw the sign.
How are you doing this beautiful, beautiful day?
I'm doing good.
Has your day been going well for you today?
Oh, it's been okay. And you? How was your day? How are you doing? Let's
thank
talk
you
about
for asking. Yeah,
because I'm not bragging. Let's put it back on him,
Okay.
I'll just play it. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I'm not sure.
How was your day?
I parlayed into this. I'm going to brag again. I parlayed into that really well earlier. Just bragging. And it's okay. It's healthy.
In response to ones that brag.
I'm so glad I can tell you really interested. My day has not been bad.
Mm-hmm.
My day has been, we're just ordinary people. So my day has been okay. I've had some, I'm trying to think, what is some highlights? Of course, you're always my highlight.
Oh, and, well, thank you.
Oh, life, is it?
I think I'm always your highlight. Oh, that's bragging. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a good one. She definitely bragged there. That's a good one. But yeah, no, it was pretty good. I have no complaints.
Bragger.
I'm not gonna cry. No complaints. Of course, there's things that I probably would like to get done that I didn't. Some stuff that I didn't expect that I had to do that I did. You never quite know how your day is going to turn out. So it's little things here and there. But thanks for asking. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad today.
Okay, that's great.
Did you really want to know?
Yes, I'm concerned.
Concerned?
Just want to make sure you was having a good day. That's all.
Great. Yes, it is. This is a good day. So anyway, signs that we're going to look at. How would you know? I think it was a good, some good information.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, how would you know? Would you know? Do you know?
Yes, honestly, it can be perception because sometimes people are sad that they're bragging when they're not. They're just excited about some news, but honestly, a person that brags, you really can tell it stands out. They are always talking about them, putting themselves on the pedestal,
right?
Putting their families or something that's connected
but that's
to
not
themselves
bragging though
is on the pedestal.
You mean somebody that always
yes.
Okay, I got you.
Always. I'm saying always.
And then there's I just found out a thing called humble bragging. I'm understanding that better. And it's kind of like one of those things like somebody say, oh man, they putting so much work on me since this promotion to VP. It's just been crazy. That was humble bragging. See how I did that?
Yeah, you see that? That was a little slick, but it was bragging.
And then they fish.
It's like you was like, oh, you listen, you on the hook, but then they're blue, and then you be like, okay. Another one is, oh man, I'm so tired. Oh, my feet. Oh man, I've been doing all this workout because I lost a lot of weight.
That's obvious. Look, she's after that. I lost no weight now.
Yeah, because I lost a lot of weight.
Give me some more.
I'm tired doing
Life.
all this working out. This, but there are other things that you can do. That's humble bragging. They set you up, and then they brag, and then they kind of put themselves down at first, and then the brag comes after that. So yeah, humble bragging.
Youthvillage.com helps us with some of the signs. Because it could be a thing. Some people can say, "Oh, you," and another person like, "No, I'm not. What are you talking about? This happened to me today. I'm just telling you about my day." So it could be like we sometimes that's just people just telling you about their day. Could
And
be
yeah,
thing. So and it's
and
not.
it sometimes it's the person's perception of the other person. Some people could be just super sensitive, and somebody could just be showing a purchase that they just made because they're just happy. They're just so elated that they were able to be blessed with something, and they talk about it, and they talk about it in a way that's sincere.
And they were probably asked about it. So it's not like they
Yes,
just started saying something.
exactly.
So just like I asked Angela, say, "How was your day?" She said, "Oh, thanks for that." And then she may tell about it in a very genuine, sincere way. So yeah, that's a good example.
Now, if somebody talks about whatever they purchased and they go into detail and they say, "Oh yeah, it
Unprompted.
cost it," I mean, little a lot more information that you really didn't. I don't need to know how much it costs unless I ask you. Oh, so how much did you pay for it? Oh, I paid blah blah blah. Or they'll say it in a way that makes it sound like so conceited or so like, oh, this is better than yours or this is that, or it's just ways that
Get deep.
it's a way that you say it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's a way that you say stuff.
So I'm gonna start off with number one here, and
Okay.
this one is called a terminology. I'm sure there's other terminologies for it, and I'm gonna explain it. One called and it's no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
Self-scent redness. Self-scent redness, and what that
Oh.
means is that unprompted, you just inculcate yourself and talk about yourself. It says a bragging person always finds a way to make any conversation on hand about them or have to say something similar. Oh, now that is a pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
Something similar that might have happened to them or experienced. And I try to catch myself not to do that too. That's not always easy. Not everything should be about you, and you should allow others to speak and also listen to them. Listening is a very good gift to
Oh
have.
yeah.
I recommend we all practice that. But so that means that again, self-centeredness is again. Let's say, for instance, I ask Angela how she's doing, and she said I'm doing okay, and she probably don't get a couple of words out before somebody can. Let's say another person was in the room and they just start going on. Nobody even asked them nothing, and they're
Yeah.
going on about something, you know, some amazing, whatever. So that's a self-centeredness because it wasn't even prompted. Came out of left field. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one sign that like, we got a rag out here.
Yeah. All right. You want me to
And
go?
yeah, number two.
Number two is bragging on social media. Social media
Ooh.
is supposed to be about meeting new people and keeping in touch with friends and family, but now it seems like the perfect platform for bragging people who are constantly updating where they had lunch, what they ate, and what they wore. Their their profiles are filled with all their accomplishment, always bragging about the places they visited and who they met.
So the key word in there, and I might be looking at it wrong in my opinion, is constantly.
Always. Now we do see posts about people that eat. Let's not brag. If you just, I mean, I post stuff about where what I eat or where I eat, but I don't post every place that I go to. I don't post everything, you know,
And on
and
top of it, go ahead.
it's not to me. It's a way that you're doing it that shows you want attention to yourself.
Yeah. On top of that, I was going to say it it's in a helpful way. So somebody say I recommend this. They have a
Hmm.
good veggie plate. It's not like look what we ate at, y'all. We ate it at the fanciest, most expensive place in the middle of the fanciest, most expensive country in the world.
Yeah,
It's another level of
yeah.
people giving suggestions. Hey, this is a good quick meal to eat, or try this or try that. to me, it's some people that some information I find to be helpful that I don't think don't perceive to be bragging at all.
Yeah.
So that's the difference, and I don't see it like every 2 seconds either. Sometimes, so that's a big difference.
Yeah. And you gotta look and see at your post or what you're posting on a regular basis. Is it all, I mean, just look at it and see, is it helpful to anybody? Am I just drawing attention to myself? You know, I consider myself I'm not a social butterfly, so I do post, uh, I do post a lot. I would say consider to people post, but it's pretty much stuff that we do, together, this is a business. We will say it is a trying to, it just seems like a business to me to try to get, to
Even
try
though
to,
we do have fun.
yeah, to try to encourage people,
Yeah.
So, but you gotta,
Sharing is caring.
sharing is caring. So you gotta, keep an eye out on that. You don't want to overdo it.
Number 3 is, which is something a lot of us are. I don't know if a lot of us do it, but we've seen it maybe before. I see it more on TV than normal. Name dropping, which
Mm-hmm.
basically a bragger is always name dropping celebrities who they met, influential people, maybe locally respected people. They always refer to the time they met this person on this big person with some wise words to them. They use the names to gain credibility and influence without realizing they are embarrassing themselves. Again, you see the keyword always, and then the different layers of people and they name and stuff like that. I don't see that often, but it's there.
Yeah, that's not often that we see that, because I would say this. Um, Now, we're not saying in every post that where there's a celebrity name drop that is bragging. Sometimes people, have things like they're trying to draw attention to their brand or
Right.
to their purpose or to something that they're trying to do to help people. That is not bragging. But we're talking about name dropping of a celebrity and just how great you are. Oh, this celebrity, oh yeah, you know, I got to take a picture with them. Oh, look at me. It's drawing attention to you. The celebrity is bigger than you, but I guess you want to look bigger. Like, hey, look, I got a celebrity. Oh yeah, they this, they that. That's
And
different.
throw it in there, something from 10 years ago. Like, that reminds me of the time when I was talking to Tom Hanks, right? And what happened. Yeah.
Name drop. That is a name drop there. Yeah.
So anyway,
When
that's
Tom Hanks is not even giving you a
Tom
thought.
who?
He don't know you like that. All right.
Hey,
No.
Tom. Hey. Hey, he knows me. He's just busy over there. No, I'm playing.
All right. Four says brags about the latest purchase. Shows off, or I'm sorry, show off people are quick to make phone calls just to let you know where they're going for a holiday or how much the flight cost, if not how much the trip will cost them. Every purchase they never pass the opportunity to tell the brand name or how many they got. It's okay to keep some things to yourself. Yes, it is. It is. Oh, and here's a
Yes.
humble brag. Oh man. Oh, this thing. This we'll say this. This top costs too much money. It cost me, this thing cost me $300. I probably shouldn't have bought it. For one, you're not going to take bad. You just want to know. You just want to let people know how much it costs. Now, that was an example. This top did not cost $300. It didn't touch the three. It didn't touch that much. But
It surpassed
that
it. No, I'm just playing.
that is an example of someone wanting to tell you how much they spent on something to lead off in a perception for you to think that they got money.
Right.
So yeah.
Our faint ignorance to
Or
something.
or
I was in this trip to Greece. I didn't even know that they had a Prada shop right there. I had to wind up buying most of my stuff out of there and then going to the polo
Can you
place. It
believe
was right
it?
around the corner. But anyway, I mean, it worked out. I tell you, it worked out. It was really good stuff. I didn't have to travel far. That's the good thing, I
I was
guess.
just so stressed out.
Oh,
Also think about trips. Oh, I went on this trip. Oh, it cost me this or it cost me that. Price dropping, price bragging.
yeah. So number 5 is looks for compliments. Bragging people will always find a way to force a compliment directed. That's kind of like humble bragging.
Yeah.
Directed at them from you. They want to be the center of attention. Everyone wants to be complimented, but doesn't. But isn't it better if you get compliments that are genuine and not ones that are forced? It's kind of like you corner the person. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess I have to give a oh compliment because they kind of force with how they did it, how they said it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned earlier about like, oh man, I'm working out so hard, all this, and I'm tired. I lost so much weight, and then somebody going, oh, that's you didn't. That's man, I can tell you lost weight.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
right.
corner them.
You corner them and then they had to say something.
Oh man, what they supposed to do? Just keep doing this? Yeah,
Or
you gotta
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Forcing compliments.
yeah.
Looks down on others. Someone who brags think they are better than others based on their level of education, how technologically ahead they are, and the neighborhood they live in. They tend to be very materialistic people, which can be insulting. What happened to accepting people for who they are and what they like?
Yeah, that number 6 can. I think that can happen on a subconscious level
It could.
by mistake. Like I'm not trying to put myself out there, but I was listening to that. I think like you're trying to explain something, and sometimes with because of my ignorance, I can assume that a person is kind of understanding, and I'm being too technical or being too over a description of the issue or something like that. So that can go both ways, but I can see compile with others. If I do that too, then that can definitely be perceived as right.
Yeah. And for that reason, I do not talk about much technical nothing
Unless you have to.
unless I
That's the way
have
I look at it.
to. Unless you have to.
Yep.
Now, this is humble bragging. No, I'm not going to do
Well, what I was gonna
it.
say, sometimes I will just give
Yeah.
an example, and like you said, I hope this is not perceived as humble, but somebody wanted to know certain credentials because these people I knew, but we were looking at a situation where they wanted to know because they didn't know, and then I had to say it because I don't like talking about stuff that I know or stuff I've
Mm-hmm.
experienced or my expertise and all this stuff and knowledge. I really don't like talking about at all, zero. I promise you that. So when I did start having to speak on people, because they didn't know, I don't say that. I don't speak on that. I'm very low key, very try to be very private. And some people think they know something they don't know. So, um, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you don't want, with something like that, when you talk about tech, it's so much tech. Tech can go so many different ways. And it's hard to understand, especially if you don't know nothing. You just use your devices, or you just use this, or just use it. You're not on that level and trying to talk about the details of it. So it can get to where people can be very like like, hey, I don't, and they were quick to tell you, I don't know much about. So that's why I am like, I don't go into it unless I know someone, unless I know for sure that you're on a level where you want to talk about something technical, where have a question about something. Sometimes explaining to people what's going on with their stuff, with their devices can be very confusing. But some folks get into a place of where they just brag about their knowledge on what they know. And in it for, and I'm going to say this, we've been in the technical field for years. It's so easy to tell when someone doesn't really know what they're talking about because they talk so much, they tell on themselves. So it's like it's easy when you're in that type of field, or if you want to know more about it, it's so humbling for someone just to be quiet, listen, and learn. That's how you learn. Just listen and learn and ask questions. So bragging about what you know, because there's so many people on a technical level that knows way more than you. They know way more than me.
especially in certain
In
fields.
certain fields, they'll eat you up. So it's so
Yeah.
humbling just learning, just listen and just do, and be respectful of folks. That's not respectful of anybody, babbling off of all the stuff that you know. How is that getting you anywhere? It's not. So,
Speaking of babbling, number 7 is you got people that don't stop talking until someone has to stop them. They want to know they want you to know that their presence is felt.
mm-hmm.
They'll even change the way they talk or sound and then accomplish or fancy whatever. Um, they just want you to hear them. They just want to hear themselves speak and hear their own voice. So they go on forever,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to. All right, all right. So yeah, that's the thing. I think we have to. There's some people probably jobs part of doing that and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
that's true.
when you're in a group setting
Mm-hmm.
or 2 or more, I think it's best to be very aware of that because that definitely can be perceived as overcompensating, braggadocio. To me, it can even be a sign of insecurity.
It could, but when you're talking a lot, how does that make you feel? You're not. I mean, you just want somebody to listen to you. You don't want to hear what they got to say. You just doing all the talking. Don't stop talking. But some people can be excited too. But if you're doing this a lot, that's a problem.
Don't stop,
All right.
believe it. Yeah.
So number 8 says demeanor and posture. Someone who has bragging traits is constantly finding ways to look or appear larger than life.
Hey, what's going on?
You can see them taking picture.
No, I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
And it says suddenly they have a certain posture and gestures to gain attention. They have subtle tactics to get noticed, like hand on the hip, chin up, large hand gestures.
Oh,
That's funny.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah, looking back at it, I can see that. Looking back at a lot of these, I see that. I was thinking about even with the technical thing, how some people, like you say, want to proceed to be technical, and you say stuff, and all you find after you look back at it, they just repeated everything I said. They never fed me any information. Anyway, so it's just little things. So I do know people that position themselves. They try to, widen their legs or something, or have their
Chest out.
shoulders. Yeah. Or then you have what I call someone that's, some stuff is funny. Like you'll say
yeah.
something, it make me laugh, but it's somebody that's loud laughing through the whole, like you can't hear nobody else laugh. They belly laughing.
Because they want to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about.
I just did it. Loud laugh.
Yeah. And I think I can do. I like sometimes you say something. Sometimes I do laugh loud, but not through the whole, dinner or whole conversation. So yeah, that's definitely a one that we can look at. So, so number 9 is humiliated when others brag. Bragging people feel humiliated when others do the same. They can't stand other people talking about their accomplishments or their new car. They are first to mention how annoying it is that someone that's bragging. They feel like their ego has been bruised because of it. Yeah,
How
now
dare
this
they?
this is definitely something I'm okay with that bit because somebody could be bragging. That's why I have to think back because in conversations, people have to bring it to my attention. Like, I'll be like, oh, really? And they were bragging, but I didn't know it. So I didn't pay attention. But there are people that are really good at just noticing. I'm not talking about just one particular. I'm talking about like they just know everybody bragging. They notice when everybody doing it. That's what happens a lot of times. It'll go right by you because you're not a bragger. There are some that do it.
Don't care.
You don't
just
care.
Listening, just like okay.
And there's some people that do it so much, you're going to know that. Like, you can't help but know. It's like, man,
overdoing
obvious
too
as the
much.
sunlight coming out every day. It is bright as the sun. They don't hide it. It's neon lights. So
Or they go and seek the person out to make
right.
sure, okay, I want you to know that I got this. Or I want you to know I've been this place. I want you to know. It's just too much. All right. So number 10 says shows off boyfriend, girlfriend, or
Friends.
we'll say friends.
Yeah.
We'll say friends. All right.
So
So bragging people are constantly giving praises to their boyfriends or girlfriend. We'll say friends.
guy, friend, girl. Whatever,
In
yeah.
untimely occasions. If you take him or her to an uninvited, take her to an uninvited to a party or keep comparing him or her to celebrities, you could come across as insecure, shallow show off.
Yeah. So I don't. You seen that before?
I have not seen that. I have not experienced that.
Not,
So
not
I don't know what to say personally about that, but
yeah. Not to say that that hasn't happened. It could have just went right over our head. Yeah.
now
It could be with a mate
Now,
too.
what I could say is, well, you mentioned friends. Now, some
Yeah.
people can brag about friends or who they're friends with, or if they are, well, or how many friends they got, or who they got as friends, if they consider somebody as a popular person, or if they're trying to show off against somebody, if they're jealous of somebody else, they say, well, I am, showing off, I'm with your friend now, or
Yeah, that can be off-putting.
yeah,
Well, I'm just along what you said.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, me and you friends, and we in a group, but you're a friend too, and I say, oh, and you may say, oh, I got a chance to swim, when we were at Orlando, because we say, hey, why was your trip? I got a chance. Oh, who can swim? Who's a superstar? John. I mean, he's Olympic. I really think he can do the Olympics. He's a superstar swimmer. You guys are going to get to meet. Me and him were actually swimming over in Baca Bay in Tampa. It was amazing. So yeah, that's remind me of that, Angela. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so yeah, so that's what I meant is that they could brag about friends or BFFs, best friends. We're over here now. We're doing this, that, and this, and there could be some people left out intentionally, just for bragging purposes. Bragging, humble brag. They can just brag, but it does not look good.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't look good. But
Not like you. Is that bragging? I'm bragging about you.
well, just like
yeah.
just like they say, you don't want to bring those. Okay, if someone brings out something about you that they like or they appreciate, that is sincere. Now, your response to that could be, well,
I know.
I know.
Don't tell me something I don't
Let me
know.
tell you. Let me give you more information. Let me give you more. Or you can be like, oh, thank you so
Aw.
much. I appreciate it. But, I don't see myself in that way, but I appreciate your, some people say stuff they're humble about
If you say
the
so.
the compliments that they receive.
Yeah. Well, you always add a little spice to the game.
To
so,
you, lie.
yeah. All right, this is
Was
Chris.
that bragging? And I'm Angela.
And this has been the Spice. La, 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 la.
Yes. Have a great evening, day, week, month. Talk to you soon.